Hey friends, I'm here to show you a little bit about how to take information from an article and put it into your own words so that you avoid plagiarizing. Oftentimes, when we talk about this, it's called summarizing. And oftentimes, when people summarize, they try to just pull out keywords that connect to these five W's here: the who, what, where, when, and why. So, I'm going to do a few simple samples with you to have you try to understand a little bit more about what this looks like so that when you're putting information into your source notes, you're putting it not only into your own words, but you're also summarizing appropriately. So I took some random samples from the internet, some facts from the internet to try to pull apart with you. So the Barbie dolls was first displayed at the New York Toy Fair on March 8th, 1959. All right. So we're going to start with our five W's. So who are we talking about, or who is discussed in here? And the who is the Barbie doll. Okay. So I'm going to circle Barbie. So what was happening with Barbie? Well, she was first displayed or first showed. Okay. So I have my who and my what. So where did this happen? Well, it happened at the New York Toy Fair. When did this happen? March 8th, 1959. Then the why is not actually explained here, so we're going to skip it. So when I go to my source notes, the only thing I'm going to include are the items that I circled. Everything else is not important information, and so I don't need to have it in my source notes. So my source notes may look something like this. Barbie first showed New York Toy Fair, March 8th, 1959. So in my source notes, all I will see is this piece of information. Okay. All of the extra information is left out because it's not really important. Now, this one was fairly easy because a lot of the five W's were present, but sometimes that doesn't always happen. So let's check out the next one and see if we can make sense of this one. There actually aren't 57 varieties of Heinz ketchup. Company founder H.J. Heinz thought his product should have a number, and he liked 57. So let's start with the who. Who are we talking about? All right, so really the who right here is we're going to the company founder, H.J. Heinz. All right, so what was going on with H.J. Heinz? Well, he thought his product should have a number. All right, what product are we talking about? We probably want to circle Heinz ketchup. So we have the who and the what was going on. The Heinz ketchup needed a number. Okay, so now we did who, what, we're going to do the where. And if I look here, there is no real where. They're not telling me where this happened. So I'm going to skip that. So who, what, where, when. It doesn't have a date of any sort or a time frame. So I'm going to skip that. And well, why did this happen? Well, because he liked the number 57. Okay. So this is the only information I'm going to include in my source notes. So I'm going to start by saying Heinz ketchup, H.J. Heinz, maybe even say owner, product, needed, wanted, number, picked, 57. All right, so I'm going to show you that. So really my notes is telling me here that Heinz ketchup owner, H.J. Heinz, wanted a product number, so he picked the number 57. All right. So that's the only notes I would include in my source notes. Everything else I can leave out completely. Let's look at another one. The first college football game was played on November 6, 1869 between Rutgers and Princeton in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Rutgers won. All right. So who are we talking about? Well, we're talking about two football teams, right? So we're talking about Rutgers and Princeton. All right. So I'm going to circle Rutgers and Princeton. What happened? It was the first college game Where did it happen? In New Brunswick, New Jersey. When did it happen? November 6th, 1869. All right. And the why did it happen? It's not explained here, so I'm going to skip it. So my notes would look something like this. First, college football game, November, can't see the date, so I'm 1869, did it say? Maybe it's over. No, 1869. Princeton versus Rutgers, New Brunswick, New Jersey. And I'm going to hit save. Okay, so now I have my notes that would go in my source notes. First college football game, November 1869, Princeton versus Rutgers, New Brunswick, New Jersey. That's all the notes. Everything else I'm going to leave off. All right, now just for good measure, let's try one more together. All right, the tallest man ever recorded was American giant Robert Wadlow, who stood 8 feet 11 inches. So what would you say is the who? If you said Robert Wadlow, you are correct. And then say what? So what about him are they talking about? If you said tallest man ever, and maybe even said how tall he was, great. Where? Now this one's a tricky one. You could say American, because then we know it's just based on the United States. So we did who, what, where, when. If you didn't say anything, you're right, because the when is not included in this. So we're going to skip it. And let's finalize our ideas with why. You're right. There's no why here. It's not explaining why he was the tallest man ever. Although you could say it explains why he is the tallest man ever because he was 8 feet 11 inches. All right, so that could work too. So let's type in my notes. Tallest man ever, Robert Wadlow, American, 8 feet 11 inches. Okay, and so these are my notes that would end up in my source notes because I'm taking just the important key facts that I want to remember for later. So I hope this video helps you a little bit with taking better source notes. I hope it helps you understand about pulling out keywords in relation to who, what, where, when, and why. You can always come back to this video at any time if you need a little bit of assistance. Good luck, my friends.